you read the title, you know what is going to happen in this video. Today, I'm going to be ranking every Star Wars film and TV show. There are a lot of good ones and very bad ones. We have masterpiece, great characters, and great plots. Because if it's a show, then it could go there. Kind of enjoyable. Not a good story, but not a horrible one. Pretty freaking terrible. I hate this piece of trash. And Satan will give you his best gift of all. Wait, no. Best gift of all. I said that wrong. My bad. Let's just fix that real quick. And good. Alright. Let's see. Starting off with episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Alright. This is kind of enjoyable. It had some pretty cool action sequences, but also some very bad and annoying scenes. Like, I don't know, there are just some scenes that were kind of annoying. But again, Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett, a good scene. Mace Windu killing Jango Fett, another good scene. Every scene Jango is in is pretty good. Count Dooku didn't have the biggest plot holding besides his final duel with Obi-Wan and Anakin, which was kind of a bad duel. But then when Yoda comes in, it was pretty good, but it was a little short. Again, Jango Fett's a great character. Anakin's hand gets cut off. And remember, this is the first Star Wars content I'm making on the channel. This is the first one I'm ever making, so just keep that in mind. So this may be a little surprising to you, considering that on this channel I mostly use B36, and other tier lists and like Minecraft. So yeah, this is a very different. But I do tier lists. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Star Wars Rebels. I'll put it here. I'll put it in great characters and great plots. And good thing we have this tier right here. Because, yeah, this had some pretty good episodes. Thrawn wasn't as big as a villain as I thought he would be. Because he didn't really do anything besides his epic duel with Agent Callus. But that was kind of the only thing he ever did that was actually very enjoyable as a villain. And besides, it wasn't even that cool. Like, he just kicked him a few times and punched him. Like, why didn't he just shoot him with a blaster? Also, why didn't Agent Callus do it? I really thought Callus was going to win, even though I knew he wouldn't. I mean, I knew he wouldn't win because, come on, he's not going to beat the villain. But, yeah, he really should have won in reality if that actually was the case. And then they could have done something like, I don't know, Stormtrooper something. Stormtrooper stuns him at the last second. Alright, moving on to this abomination. Resistance. I've watched literally 1/4 of an episode because it was already bad at the start. I haven't even seen this and I know it's bad. Like, I saw I don't know, 5 minutes of the first episode and it was already sucky. Literally. It's supposed to be this thing about before, or like maybe at the same time as episode 7 is happening, and they did it so wrong. The animation's awful. I hate it so much. Terrible voice actors. It was mostly the animation though. The animation sucked. I hated it. I never want to watch that show, and I've heard from other people they hate it as well, and I can really agree with them. Satan will give you his gift, which is not actually something you want. But anyways, moving on. Finally, a good movie I can talk about. Rogue One, a masterpiece. I love Rogue One. When I saw it, it was so good. A lot of people would probably think that all the characters dying at the end would be pretty bad, but no, it's a good movie, and that honestly is very unique because here's the thing. If you know Star Wars and know it, then you probably have been seeing that they've been bringing back a lot of characters, like Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars. Then she got brought back in Rebels, and then they continued to give her more character development. But if Rogue One character survived, they'd have to put her in future movies, which unfortunately they can't because the originals were made in the 1900s, way before Rogue One. So they kind of had to just get rid of the characters, and it was not. In and I can respect it. It wasn't the worst decision, and I can respect it because, again, that'd be a lot of characters to write about in later stories. Like Asajj Ventress is still out there somewhere. Some of the bounty hunters like Embo and Boss. There's a lot of characters that are still alive. Cad Bane's dead. Darth Maul's dead. Luke Skywalker's dead. So yeah, there's a lot of characters they still have to put some development in. So yeah, Rogue One is a masterpiece. I have to talk about why it's a masterpiece. So the music, phenomenal, just awesome. I love how they literally took just a name of like a pilot or something. There's something called like, there's this guy that said Rogue 2 reporting in or something, and Empire Strikes Back, and then they just said Rogue One, and it was just, it's a masterpiece. Music's good, characters are good, even the blind guy who was, I forgot his name, like Shears or something like that. He honestly wasn't as annoying as people would anticipate, because like he keeps saying I'm one with the Force and the Force with me, but he had some pretty epic scenes and a very good sacrifice that was very well done. He's honestly not that bad of a character and pretty cool, powerful, and enjoyable to watch on the screen. He destroyed a TIE fighter, which is really cool. This has a lot of emotional scenes and some pretty cool weapons. And finally, that scene with Krennic, holding off on Jen on I'm just gonna say balcony and I know it's not called a balcony, but whatever you guys type in the comments, I'll just correct later, because that, yeah, like on that big like bridge thing in the sky, and then he was gonna shoot him, but then Andor came back. That was pretty cool. And also that scene where like she's about to fall off, but then she gets back up. I don't know if you guys know that I like those scenes, because I really do. I like it when there's like a cliff or a bridge and they're trying to hang on and they're about to fall, or someone saves them, or they just get back up. I just love those sequences. Very good plot. It explains the New Hope, how they got the Death Star plans. Again, music, phenomenal, awesome. So yeah, that kind of just concludes that, because that is an amazing movie. It's probably my favorite Star Wars film, but not TV show, because there's something that's gonna beat it. Alright, Return of the Jedi, it's above Rebels. I'm just saying that. Great characters and great plot in this case. I love how Darth Vader brought balance to the Force, at least I thought he did. But yeah, he sort of killed Emperor Palpatine. Although Darth Maul did fall down a big shaft and still lived. I don't know why I'm too mad about it. It's probably because the shaft exploded, including the entire space station. Darth Maul probably could have fallen on some big, I don't know, like a trash pile and still lived. Plus, most of your organs, I'm pretty sure all of your organs, are in your front half of your body. So what if you can't go to the bathroom? It's fine, you can still live. Although when he eats food, what would happen? How would he digest it? Would he just throw it up? I don't know. I don't even want to think about that. And that's probably why Star Wars never wrote a story about Darth Maul ever eating food, because that wouldn't make sense. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, very good movie. It's a classic. It's the third movie of the originals. Luke Skywalker was a very good character. Defeating Darth Vader was pretty cool. He almost turned to the dark side and didn't. Same with Obi-Wan Kenobi. He didn't turn to the dark side. So yeah, Return of the Jedi, the Ewok plot was pretty good. The Scout Troopers were introduced. It was just very good. Like the CGI and choreography was still kind of mid, but it was still a very good movie with a very good plot. And also, I can't forget Jabba's laugh. That is so iconic. Moving on to Revenge of the Sith. I don't know why I said that. Sith. Alright, this is below Rogue One. You guys are probably screaming in the comments right now that I just did that. But hang on, before you type that in, just let me explain. So, one, music's very good, but, I know that I like movies that, are, like, pretty emotional, like Rogue One, but Revenge of the Sith was a little too emotional, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so sad, like, it wasn't a happy ending. That's what I don't like about the movie. Literally, Anakin turns to the dark side, and Padme dies. That was pretty sad, and then after that, I decided to, like, never watch it again. But again, it had, like, 4 or 5 lightsaber duels, and that, I really liked it. Like, the Palpatine versus Yoda, General Grievous versus Obi-Wan versus Anakin, some great lightsaber duels. Rogue One had better character development. I don't know how Anakin turned to the dark side. That was probably the foolish decision ever. Why would you listen to Palpatine? He's literally a Dark Lord. I don't think that. Why should you trust him? Like, why? Just why? Like Anakin, he kind of has a foolish mind to turn to the dark side. That's what really makes me mad. Rogue One has actually smart characters who make good decisions in life, and it was just better than Revenge of the Sith somehow. Probably because the CGI was better. But anyways, moving on to Solo. Yeah, it was pretty freaking terrible. I'm not gonna put it in I hate this piece of trash because it is not trash. There are some scenes I really liked, such as the Han Solo versus Dryden boss. Really good. I don't know why Benedict betrayed them. Also, that was kind of a useless sacrifice that his wife or girlfriend did. That was a stupid sacrifice and was not needed in the universe. She just made a useless sacrifice to then make everyone sad and making Benedict or whatever his name is. I'm saying that's not his name. I don't even think Benedict's his name. If that's his name, comment down below. But I'm easily gonna be wrong. Sorry about that. I just don't watch this movie a lot. I only watched it once because of how bad it was and I didn't like it. I don't even want to talk about it that much. I want it, at least Darth Maul was there, that's why it's not going in. I hate this piece of trash. So it was the only other time Darth Maul was in live action, which was honestly pretty cool to see. So yeah. It's gonna go in pretty freaking terrible. I wish they, like, explained more what happened to Kira and Darth Maul. Where is Kira now in the Star Wars universe? She could be the upcoming villain, because we know Darth Maul's dead, unless she just died from cancer. Or maybe Darth Maul betrayed her. But again, Darth Maul is a good mentor. He never actually betrayed anyone. He never killed Savage like Sidious did with his apprentices, and he never did Ezra. He actually cares for his apprentices. Alright, moving on to the Clone Wars movie. I don't really think they had to make a movie out of this, because the Clone Wars itself is good, like, on its own. I'm saying this right now, Clone Wars is better than this, the movie at least. Is it though? No. It's gonna go in kind of enjoyable, but below episode 2. Because remember, this is not the Clone Wars TV show. I forget about that sometimes. But yeah, it just wasn't really that. It wasn't awesome, but it was pretty okay. Like there were some. The battle sequences were like pretty awesome, but the plot wasn't that good because it keeps switching over and over. So that was somewhat annoying, but still a very good piece of art. And I could at least put it above the middle of the list. The Clone Wars TV show. This is the best piece of Star Wars content ever. Better than Rogue One even. Has some good, very, 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 very good music. And new music in like each episode. Great characters. A lot of characters actually. World building is amazing. And then great lightsaber duels, like actually Darth Sidious and versus Darth Maul and Savage, Ahsoka Tano versus Darth Maul, Count Dooku versus Anakin and Obi-Wan for multiple times. Actually, no, it was just like Anakin versus Obi-Wan in the most of the series, but he did battle Anakin and Obi-Wan once. There's Offie versus Anakin. There's a lot of lightsaber duels in this show. I can't even keep track of all of them. Pre Vizsla versus Darth Maul was another very good one. Yeah. So it's going in top, masterpiece, perfection. All the 3 movies in masterpiece. Although Revenge of the Sith is kind of like an 8 out of 10 because of some bad things. But Rogue One and Clone Wars are both 10s out of 10s. So yeah. It's going like that. Empire Strikes Back. The CGI and the CGI was still pretty bad. So I would say kind of enjoyable. Above this, not above Attack of the Clones though. Most people would say this is their favorite Star Wars movie, and I do not agree at all. There are so many better things that are better than this. Rogue One is better. Return of the Jedi is better. I mean, the thing I liked about the most was that Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader duel. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was one of the better lightsaber duels in the originals. I have to say though, like some of it wasn't that good. Like I really liked that giant earthworm. I was a huge fan of that scene when I was younger. I read a book about it, a Star Wars book, and man, that captivated me a lot. Alright, moving on to The Force Awakens. Okay. Honestly, this wasn't as bad as you'd think it is. Like, it has actually, like, Kylo Ren's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Kylo Ren's pretty good villain. Although the one thing I don't like about it, you know what, I'm moving it down. I'm gonna move it right in the middle. First of all, how is Rey doing all these things? Like, how does she do these things? She hasn't even practiced at all. It is not a good way to write a character. And I know a lot of YouTubers can say the same thing. So I'm not gonna really fill you out on the details about how much I hate this, because you can just watch another YouTube video, because man, there's a lot of people who talk about this. So yeah. Kylo Ren's a good villain. Finn was a good character. Finn was a very good character in this movie. Probably my favorite one. Although his duel with Kylo Ren wasn't that satisfying. Like, it was honestly kind of cool. But somehow Finn doesn't... Like, how is Finn battling him? He hasn't had any lightsaber training at all. And he's honestly still pretty, like, okay. Like, he wasn't doing awful. Alright, anyways. This abomination. Oh yeah, this movie was awful. Downright trash. Like, I want to keep this list a little even. You know, no. This can go here. And this can go here. Okay, Resistance is obviously worse. Alright, there's a reason why A New Hope is going in I Hate This Piece of Trash. I can already see millions of people unsubscribing from me and just leaving some trash comments in the comment section, but let me explain. Awful CGI, awful lightsaber duel. The only reason it's not going down there is because Obi-Wan Kenobi had some very good lines in some scenes. Greedo is an awful bounty hunter. I don't understand why there's some bounty hunters who don't have any other weapons besides a blaster. Like Jango Fett with missiles, grappling wires, flamethrowers, double blasters, jetpack. There's just so many things that they can really have to Greedo, and he was just a really small character. Jabba the Hutt CGI'd pretty bad, and I'm not saying that they could have done better, because again, this was in the 1970s, not even the 1980s, so I can't really blame them that hard, but still, it was not enjoyable, and it was so hard to hear the music and the voices. I just didn't like it. Alright, The Mandalorian. No, it's going up here now. It is going up here. You know what? It might be better than Return of the Jedi. I don't know. They're really equal. I can't decide, but I'll keep them both here for now. I can't decide which one's better though. The Mandalorian and Return of the Jedi, very equal. The Mandalorian The ending scene with Luke Skywalker of Season 2 was pretty cool. Him destroying all those dark troopers. Although I don't get why lightsaber can cut through the armor while lasers can't. That didn't really make sense to me. But still, I can respect it because like, how else would they win? Like, again, I don't like stories where they just lose. I mean, I guess Luke Skywalker could just like force push them a lot. Also, somehow there was that scene where Luke Skywalker shoves a box into the Dark Trooper and it gets crushed. That didn't really make sense. Because if a Dark Trooper can break through very hard metal doors, punch the Mandalorian Beskar armor into a wall that, like, come on, a box kills him? Please, anyone else could survive that. Even, I don't know, Baby Yoda or Grogu could survive it. I don't know why people call him Baby Yoda. Sorry for doing that. But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't know why that happened, but still, it was still pretty good. I don't know why people don't really like Season 3 that much. It was still pretty good. Like that scene where Bo-Katan Kryze fights Moff Gideon was pretty awesome. And I like those scenes where Grogu just like stops the fire with the Force. I like seeing new lightsaber force abilities that we don't really know about. I really liked it. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's all down to the first prequels movie. I have to say, this is a very, very good piece of art. That lightsaber duel was sick. And I have to give it a lot of credit for that lightsaber duel. Even above The Mandalorian, which honestly does not sound right. Above Return of the Jedi. But it's not going in Masterpiece. I'm just saying that right now. But it's still just such a good movie for that one lightsaber duel. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul. That was just such a good lightsaber duel. And I can just never, ever get over it. It was just a masterpiece. And again, it was the first time we saw a double-bladed lightsaber. And it was the only double-bladed lightsaber we saw in live action, besides in Solo. That's why I just love this movie. It's just so good. And ending with the final film created of Star Wars. Today is the day we end with Episode 9. It was kind of just the same as the first one. Like, The Last Jedi was definitely the worst out of all of them. Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker. I don't know why I said all that. It was a good movie, but a lot of it didn't make sense. How? Again, Princess Leia is taking over Rey. Here's what I don't get. In The Force Awakens, Rey has no training, and she beat Kylo Ren. I mean, he was shot by Chewbacca, but come on. Rey had no training at all. There's no way. Also, was about to lose against Kylo Ren without Princess Leia interfering. Like, she was about to lose when she had training. So does that mean she's worse with training? Because she's focusing too hard on different things? That doesn't make sense. The training is supposed to make her better, not worse. She was gonna lose to Kylo Ren. Was it because there was just a big CGI water environment? And that was pretty good CGI. I'm gonna say that. Force lightning was pretty cool, but I don't get why it suddenly deflected when she used a second lightsaber. What does that have to do? I don't get it. Does lightsaber energy actually reflect lights? Oh wait, here's what I also don't get. The lightsaber hit the back of the lightsaber, so it didn't even hit the force lightning. So like that also didn't really make sense. There's a lot of things in this movie that just don't make sense and do not follow the laws of physics at all. Again, with Palpatine getting brought back, kind of just lazy writing. They could have at least, Darth Maul survived being cut in half. Why couldn't Snoke have? Is Darth Maul more powerful than Snoke? And I can respect that because Darth Maul's a better character. But come on, they have to bring Palpatine back out of all decisions. He wasn't even that cool. He just shot Force lightning without even walking that much. He could have at least used rocks to make him fly in the air, and so he could stand on them floating. He could have had just so much cooler things than just shooting Force lightning. That was just kind of boring. So yeah, it was good, but it also didn't make sense, which is why it's going exactly in the middle. And that is my official Star Wars movie and shows tier list. I don't know why it didn't include Book of Boba Fett or The Bad Batch. I probably should have used a different template. The Ahsoka show, I can respect why they haven't made a tier list yet. It was very recent. But if I were to rank Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, I would say, like, kind of enjoyable. I don't know why people didn't like the show that much. It had good music. They were kind of mad because Cad Bane died, but, like, come on, he would get too old anyways if he lived any longer. The Bad Batch, I really wanted to rank Bad Batch. Bad Batch would probably go in masterpiece, maybe above Rogue One. It would be about the same as Rogue One. It's better than Revenge of the Sith. I can tell you that. So yeah, just pretend that Bad Batch is in masterpiece and Book of Boba Fett's in kind of enjoyable, but at the bottom. So yeah, that's just my official Star Wars tier list. In order, we have the Clone Wars TV show, Rogue One. Then we have the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch might be in front of it, so it could be. I don't know. It could be. Rogue One and Bad Batch are the same. Revenge of the Sith, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian, Star Wars Rebels, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, The Clone Wars movie, Book of Boba Fett, The Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Solo, Star Wars A New Hope, and The Last Jedi, and in last space we have Resistance. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what is wrong, because there could be a lot of things, and like, mostly I think everyone would probably yell at me for A New Hope being at the bottom, but remember, it has very bad CGI. It is very bad CGI, so please just understand, because yeah, I didn't like it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.